and the face is giving very much matte. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, we're going to be doing an old-fashioned get ready with me. So I've been seeing a couple of girls on YouTube doing a full face of NARS, and they're focusing on the soft matte line, which I know NARS has been slowly putting out more products filling out the soft matte line that they have going on. So I'm intrigued. I want to try it out. If you're new here, I do have very oily skin. So of course, when I saw people doing this soft matte full face of NARS, I was like, oh, we have to try this. So I went ahead and pulled out all of my NARS products. I pulled out, of course, all of my soft matte products, and then also just anything else that I had that was from NARS, so we can try to get as close to a full face of NARS products as possible. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. All right, y'all, so first things first, we're gonna take care of the lip situation because my lips are very much chapped. I have this Orgasm lip mask that I purchased a while ago and just haven't opened because I have a couple of other lip masks that I've been using, but since we're doing a full face of NARS, I figured I would go ahead and open it up with you guys on camera. So this is what it looks like. Super cute, sleek packaging, which we expect from NARS. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of it and put it on the lips. It's definitely very moisturizing. It reminds me of the Lenee lip mask, but not as oily, if that makes sense. Not that the Lenee one is oily, but the consistency of this one is a little more thick, which I'm not mad at, and it definitely feels very hydrating on the lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into the face today. So first up, we have a primer. I'm gonna be using this one, obviously from NARS. This is the Soft Matte Primer. I've used this a couple of times in the past, and I do like it, but I, of course, am also going to pair it. I'm not gonna just use this one primer. If you're new here, I do tend to do primer concoctions just based on, you know, whatever my skin needs at the time. And this one, I'm kind of just learning as a base, almost similar to like a moisturizer, but as like the first step in complexion, if that makes sense, because I did already moisturize my skin. So this is just gonna give us a nice mattifying base to work with. But I also have large pores, so we of course have to smooth those out. So for that, I'm just gonna go in with my Cali Ray. I'm not gonna pull out anything new because I want to try to keep things as like consistent as possible so that we can see how doing this actually works out as far as the matte products. So I'm not gonna like add in anything new that could potentially make a difference in the final finish of everything. And then I'm also gonna do a light layer of this Yummy Skin Blurring Balm. I literally cannot live without this. So I know we're already starting out with 2 extra products that are not NARS, but listen, if you have oily skin, you already know the vibes. When you find primers that work, you use them. So basically, I just swapped out my typical mattifying primer for the NARS Soft Matte, and then did all of my other usual primers. All right, so next up for the skin, we're going straight in with foundation. I'm gonna be using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have mine in the shade Maria, which typically I am shade Tahoe in NARS foundations, but for the matte formula, I noticed that Maria works a little bit better for me. So this is the shade I'm gonna be using, and we're actually just gonna apply that straight to the skin. I could probably get away with using Tahoe as well. So if you have that and you're my shade twin, you know, just go ahead and use Tahoe. But when I swatched these in the store, I felt like Tahoe was a little bit more warm, whereas this one just fit my undertones a little bit better. And I'm just gonna blend this out with a foundation brush. NARS complexion products definitely are not new to this channel. I feel like if there's one thing NARS does well, it's definitely complexion. But I've never actually used, like, done a full face of NARS for my complexion. So I'm kind of excited to see how it's gonna look. I feel like it's gonna be very much flawless, but also very much matte. So we're gonna see what she's giving. Okay, so foundation is on, and I'm actually gonna zoom you guys in just a little. There you go. So that you guys can actually see my face a little bit better. Okay, so foundation is on. Next up is concealer. So this part makes me a little bit nervous because I have these soft matte concealers, which if you guys are familiar with these, they are potted cream base concealers, which I typically use these to sculpt out my brows. I have never used them underneath my eye, but we're gonna try it out today. So I have two shades. I have Sucre d'Orge, which is medium dark 1.5, and then I have Caramel, which is medium dark 2. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade as my concealer. Actually, I think I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna go in first with the deeper shade, and then I'm gonna apply the lighter shade, like more so on the inner part of my face. And we're just gonna see. All right, so I'm just gonna use a concealer brush. This one's from Sigma, the F75. And again, I'm going first with Caramel. And this is the shade that I typically use to sculpt out the top of my brow. So we're just gonna paint her on. And I think I'm also gonna bring this on my forehead. It feels so awkward to be using a potted concealer. Okay, so we got that on. And then I'm gonna go in with the lighter shade, which is Sucre d'Orge. And hopefully I am pronouncing these. You guys know NARS has random shade names, so I'll have everything listed for you guys down below. But we're just gonna put this shade on the inner corner and pray that this does not crease underneath our eyes, because I am definitely someone that has fine lines underneath my eyes. So hopefully we won't have any issues with creasing. And since this is a potted cream based concealer, I'm guessing we don't need to really wait for it to set. But I am going to blend it out with a brush because, or at least I'm going to start with a brush, because I feel like a beauty blender works well for liquids, but it may not work as well for cream. So I'm gonna use this brush. This one's from Morphe, the E46. It's just a fluffy angled brush. And we're gonna just pat and press this into the skin. Okay, so now that we have the concealer placed where we want it, I am gonna go in with my beauty sponge and just further blend everything out. Okay, so I do have one other cream product that I wanna put on the skin, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes because I'm just concerned that it's gonna crease. I don't know. I'm very tempted to put a liquid product underneath my eye. I don't know, because I do have somewhere to go after this, and it's definitely giving kind of dry underneath my eye. Like I said, I don't typically use cream products underneath my eye, and although the rest of my face is oily, my eye area underneath my eye, it can lean a little bit more on the dry side. So yeah, I think I'm going to just put a little bit of something liquid just underneath my eye. I hate to cheat, but it's giving dry and crepey, and I feel like if I set it with another matte product, it's gonna be giving very much dry. So I'm gonna go in with this one from Sephora. This is the Best Skin Ever full coverage concealer, and I'm just gonna do like the smallest amount because yeah, I'm not trying to be looking dry and crepey underneath my eye. Okay, so the under eye is blended out. I'm gonna go ahead and set them before I move on to the next step. For that, I am going to use these powders that I got from NARS. These are the Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powders. I got 2 shades. One that is like a skin tone shade, and then one that is a little bit lighter. And I don't remember which one is which, so I'm gonna go ahead and open these up and see. Okay, so we have, this one is High Tide. I'm pretty sure that this one is like closer to my skin tone shade. And then this one is, yeah. So this one is Sunshore and this one is High Tide. So I'm gonna go in first with Sunshore to set underneath my eyes, and I think I'm going to use, this little powder puff that I have from Beauty Blender. I'm actually gonna use this side. It's a little bit dirty, but girl, we keep moving. So I'm going to just smooth out underneath my eye first and then go in and set. Okay, so I do actually really like the powder. It's giving very much flawless complexion, especially looking at it on the viewfinder on camera. It's giving very much flawless on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera, and then I'll come back to finish up the rest of the face. All right, so brows are on and the face is giving very much matte. Very, very much matte. I'm not mad at it though, because I know as I go throughout the day and I start getting a little bit oily, using all of these matte products, the skin will probably start giving like a natural radiance, but it's definitely feeling very matte right now. Okay, so before I set my face with the other shade, I want to use this bronzer that I have. This is the bronzing cream in the shade Laguna 3 from NARS. I got this a while ago and I don't really reach for it a ton. So I figured I would pull it out today since we're doing a little NARS video, and I would use it. And I'm just gonna use this brush I have from Morphe. It's just like a little flat brush. I like using these types of brushes for cream bronzers, but I'm trying to decide, is this what I wanna do today? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with this because it just helps me to place the bronzer exactly where I want it and also blend it out. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze the skin. Okay, so bronzer is on. I actually really like the way that this bronzer applied, even though I do have powder on my face. It blended really nicely into the powder, and I'm just going over it with my Beauty Blender just to blend everything together. But yeah, this bronzer, wow. I definitely need to be reaching for it more because it looks gorgeous on the skin. And it blended really nicely, like I said, even though I did already set my concealer and stuff. So, okay, we got the bronzer on. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and just set the rest of my face so that I don't have to add another non-NARS bronzer to set my bronzer, because I have a powder bronzer from NARS, but I don't really want to use it. I know NARS came out with some new bronzers, and the one that I have is like the old school casino bronzer, back when they only had like this shade in Laguna. And this one is kind of dark. Like, I wouldn't typically bronze with this shade now. I may use this as like an eyeshadow a little bit later, so I'll leave it out. But I don't want to bronze with it. So we're just gonna let the cream bronzer be the star of the show today. And I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. This one is in High Tide, like I mentioned. And I do really like these powders. This is my first time using them. But when I used it underneath my eye, first of all, they are like a good bit of product comes off. I just barely tapped in here, but when I was using this to set underneath my eye, like it was giving very much coverage. So I feel like this is one of those powders where you could use a little bit just to do a light set, or you could build it up to, you know, add extra coverage if you needed that. But it definitely smooths the skin. Like, it looks fire. So really like these powders. I'm definitely going to be using these a lot more. So okay, so we got the bronzer on, And let's go ahead and do some blush. So I pulled out this blush from NARS. This is the shade Dolce Vita. And I'm not sure if they have any soft matte blushes, but I literally have this one in Orgasm. So I'm just gonna use this one. This one has a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's not really that noticeable when you put it on the skin. So we're just gonna pop that right on the cheeks, right on top of that bronzer. And actually setting the bronzer did kind of take some of the pigment away. So I might have to go in with a little something just to bring some of that pigment back. Then I'm also gonna pinch my brush and put a little bit of the blush on my eyes. I've been doing this lately. It's like a quick, if you're kind of in a rush and you're just doing like a natural beat, it's a quick way to kind of tie all of the colors in and add a little bit of color onto your eyelids without actually having to apply eyeshadow. So just a little tip, something I've been doing lately. And I'm just gonna go in with this Jaclyn Hill bronzer. It's a little more warm because the cream bronzer is a little bit more like of a neutral shade, and so I want to warm up my face just a little bit. I'm not going to use a lot of this, like literally tap and that's it, but just pop that right on the cheeks and just blend it onto the forehead just to add a little bit of warmth to the face. You like barely can tell, but in person it definitely added just a little something to the face. Okay, and then lastly, I guess this highlight, which I'm realizing I also don't have a NARS highlighter. Yeah, I don't have a NARS highlighter, so I'm gonna use what do I want to use for highlighter? I'm gonna go into this one from Urban Decay. I've been reaching for this a lot. It's one of their little naked threesomes. This one's in the shade Fly, and it comes with a blush, a bronzer, which I can't use, is too light. There is one shade deeper than this, but I like the blush and the highlight in this one, so this is the one that I got. So I'm just gonna use the highlighter in here to add a little bit of highlight to the cheeks since I don't have one from NARS. And any of the things that like I don't have from NARS, if you guys have something that you like, because I know NARS has like palettes and stuff that have highlighters and blushes in them, but I don't have any of those. So if you guys have any that you like, definitely let me know down below. And for my brows, I just use my normal Benefit products because I don't have any NARS brow products. So if you have some NARS brow products that you use and you really like, let me know about that down below as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara and lashes off camera real quick. I'm just gonna be using some of my like reused Ardell lashes. I just have them sitting right here. I don't even know what the style is, but I'm just gonna pop those on my eyes real quick and then we'll come back to finish up the lip. Okay, so lashes are on. I also went ahead and did my bottom mascara, and I was able to find the package for these lashes if you're interested. They are from Ardell. They came in this set of 3, but the style is the 3D Faux Mink 859. I have been loving these lashes. They're like just enough without being too much. Very natural, like perfect for every day. So if you're interested, I will try to find them and link them for you guys down below. But this is how the face is looking. I have not set my face or anything yet. Like I haven't sprayed any setting spray or anything like that on the skin, which let's actually go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go in with my Morphe setting spray. I don't have a setting spray from NARS. I'm actually not even sure if NARS has one. I'll have to check. But just to kind of melt everything on the face together, I'm going to go ahead and use this. And had I thought about it, I would have done that before I did my mascara, but the skin is looking good. And then I'm also going to actually set my face with my MAC Fix Plus Stay Over setting spray. I mentioned this to you guys in my recent Sephora haul. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. But this setting spray, chef's kiss. Definitely a must-have if you're looking for something to improve the longevity of your makeup. This one is really, really good. I got it from Ulta. So we're gonna go ahead and set the rest of the face with this. Okay, so the face is set. Last thing we have left to do is the lips, and I have another product that I purchased a while ago but have yet to use. I think I got this at the end of last year. This is the NARS Power Matte Lipstick in the shade No Angel, which I think is like a nude. And first of all, the packaging, gorge. So yeah, I'm going to line my lips first. I think I'm going to just use my Juvia's Place lip liner, and I have this one in the shade So Rare. If I feel like I need something a little bit deeper, I'll go in with my Makeup Forever lip liner in Limitless Brown. But for right now, I think this one should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. Okay, so I am going to add just a little bit of Limitless Brown on the outside. And then, like I said, I have this lipstick in the shade No Angel. This is what the packaging looks like. Super sleek. I love the packaging. And on these lipsticks, whatever shade you get in the lipstick is the shade that the outside of the packaging will be. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, yes. And also to that lip mask that I put on at the beginning of the video. Chef's Kiss. For prepping your lips for your lip product. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so this is the lip. Super cute. I love the formula. Definitely going to get more of these. I wish that this shade was a little bit more pink though. It's giving like a brownish nude shade, which I don't hate. I just wish it was a little bit more of a lighter color. So I'm gonna go over it with a little bit of this Milky Gloss from NYX. This one is in the shade Salted Caramel Shake, and I'm just gonna apply that right on the center of the lip. Okay, this lip combo though is giving. So I'm gonna go ahead and comb my hair down and just get myself together, and then I'll come back to give you guys my final thoughts on this soft matte NARS face. Alright y'all, so I went ahead and got myself together. Like I mentioned, I do have somewhere to go after this. I'm actually going to my mom's house for dinner. But now that this face has kind of been able to set for, it hasn't been that long since I turned off the camera. It's probably like 10 or 15 minutes just to change, comb my hair down, you know, put on some jewelry, just get myself together. But the face is definitely sitting. I was kind of worried about it, especially with the cream concealer underneath the eyes, but I really like the way that the face is looking. It's giving very much flawless, soft matte finish. So like I said in the beginning of the video, NARS has yet to disappoint me when it comes to complexion products. They are probably among the top of my favorites when it comes to complexion, and doing this full face of NARS products, basically my complexion in NARS, just is, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The face is sitting. So I would definitely do this again. The only thing that I would do differently is I would not use these underneath my eyes. It's just not my preference. I do like these around the brows. I do like them for spot concealing and just other areas on the face. But for me, I just don't love potted cream concealers underneath my eyes. I prefer something liquid, a little bit more hydrating, just because my under eye does tend to be a little more dry in comparison to the rest of my face. But everything else, I love. I absolutely love this lip product. Definitely gonna get more shades of this. Hopefully I can find one that is like a little bit of a lighter nude to pick up of this. Love these powders. What did I do with them? These right here. Love. These are a newer release from NARS, so if you haven't picked them up, I highly recommend grabbing these. I think that there are two deeper shades from the shade that I got for all over my face. And then I think there's also 2 or 3 shades lighter than the shade that I got for underneath my eyes, but love these. These are great obviously for just your regular makeup routine, but also they're nice and thin and sleek, so they would fit really nicely in a bag or a purse for touch-ups throughout the day. So that is all that I have for you guys for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what your favorite NARS product is. If there's anything that you guys recommend from NARS that I should pick up that I didn't mention in today's video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you have not already and would like to join the fam, I would absolutely love to have you. You can do that by clicking on the subscribe button down below. So thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.